Could this be the year that breaks Bitcoin's August streak? All right, so the ISM PMI data came out last night and it's looking bullish. Every single influencer on X is out there raving on about how the bull market is about to begin. Now, this is the thing. The ISM PMI is that one indicator that we've looked at for the last 3 bull cycles to help us determine when a bull market is about to start. However, the last 3 market cycles had very different market conditions to what we're seeing today. So in today's video, we're going to dive into what the differences are between this market cycle and previous and make a conclusion whether we think the market is about to boom or is it about to dump. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only, never for financial advice. So let's dive straight in and see what the data is telling us. All right, so for those of you who don't know what the ISM PMI is, it's basically a monthly economic indicator that measures the health of the US manufacturing or services sectors based on surveys or supply chain managers. Now, what we're always looking for with the ISM manufacturing data is for it to come above the 50 level. Above 50 means business is expanding, more money is flowing into businesses. However, below 50 tells us that it is contracting, okay? And this is really important when it comes to the crypto cycle because in an economic setting where you have businesses expanding, making more money, money then flows and trickles into the crypto market, which helps us to get more money in the market and see some of our crypto tokens pump. What we're seeing right now is 55.6, which beat the forecast of 54 by quite a lot. And that tells us there is some big expansion right now in business sector. So the US economy just entered the phase that produced the biggest rally in stocks and crypto. ISM Manufacturing PMI came in 55.6 against expectations of 54. It's the highest level in 4 years. And that number matters for markets more than most people realize because anything above 50 means the sector is growing. If we put this into perspective, we want to see it above 50 for multiple months because the more months that we get a report above 50, that tells us that it isn't just a one-off event, that businesses are slowly growing more and more. Once the PMI has reached above 55 historically, we have seen that the market has seen a nice sustainable bull run. And this occurred in 2017, as well as the bull market in 2020. But for the last bull market that we had, we actually just broke above the 50 level recently, and you can see that the market isn't yet taking off. So I did some more further research for you guys, and I said, well, okay, what is the difference between this market setting and previous bull markets? And it was 3 major things that I considered. We looked at US bonds, we looked at the interest rates, and we also looked at the ISM PMI and how it correlates to the markets. What we found is that when the PMI does hold above 50 for multiple months, yes, we have seen quite a sustained bull rally. And you can see that here off my chart on the left, where the orange is the price of Bitcoin, and the total 2 is this blue line down below that tells us how much money is in the altcoins, helps us to determine if altcoins are going up as well. The chart in the middle here, we have the ISM Manufacturing PMI, where we can see it go above 50. You can see right here is the 50 level, and anything above, we can later look for correlations. And then also we have the US interest rates, where we have the interest rate, the Fed funds, and also the 10-year yield. Now, if we go back and we take a look in 2017, we notice here that same thing. You can see the chart in the middle, just follow the lines here with me. You can notice that it was above the 55 level for some months, and then we got a massive rally. But if you also noticed that the 10-year yields were also quite low, which were around to 2.5%, maybe a bit less, which the Fed's target is around 2% to lower interest rates. So they weren't too high. If we then have a look at the next cycle, where we started off here, 2021, once again, we saw that interest rates were low and the 10-year yield was also very, very low. This time round, we are crossing into that territory, but the interest rate is very high and so is the 10-year yield. The issue with this is, and this is what the other influencers aren't talking about, is that when the 10-year yield is high, that tells you that it's a risk-off sentiment in the market. And that's more risk-off from the big institutional investors because when the yield is that high, it more or less tells you that something in the economy is broken. Especially when interest rates are high at the same time, that also tells you that money is a bit more restrictive. You see, when interest rates are lower, we can go and borrow more money at a cheaper rate. More people borrow, more money then trickles into markets. But what we're seeing this time around is interest rates are high and bond yields are also high, meaning that there's going to be a probability that less money is going to flow in the markets and that we may not see the pump that we saw last time around. But before we make that conclusion, we can't just look at one data set. We need to look at some more different things. So What we're seeing here is that Bitcoin has officially entered the worst month of the year, according to Jason Pizzino, who is a very well known crypto researcher. We have a 69% chance of a red August, and also 100% of bear market years and years following bear markets have all been red in August. Bitcoin is on a 4-year losing streak in August, which is the longest on record. But could this be the year that breaks Bitcoin's August streak? We're also seeing that the worst quarter for Bitcoin may be coming. And if you watched one of the previous videos that I did when we spoke about July and how I was predicting a big go away and sell in May event happening, I also looked at what happens during the presidential midterm election years. And it's usually quite bearish until around September. So going in from July all the way to September. So, well, guys, one of the biggest things right now is going to be these US bonds because a higher US bond yield, once again, like I said earlier, tells you that something's wrong and there's a high probability that the market will be a lot more risk off. Crypto being a risk asset, meaning that people won't be putting money into risk assets like crypto like they would during a time in the market when it's risk on. Now, what could be fueling this? There's two different things. There is what is happening in Iran with the Iran war because oil is now becoming more scarce, oil prices are going up, and also it creates economic uncertainty. When that happens, we often find the US bond yields go up. But then there's also what's happening in Japan right now, where Japan's currency has been devalued so hard that they may be forced to sell US treasuries in order to stabilize their currency. You see, the thing is with US treasuries, once they get sold, treasury prices go down, but the yields go up, meaning that more economic stress could happen. I actually done a full report on this because I do think a big black swan event is coming in the market in the coming months. If you want access to that, make sure you click the link in the description below and check out the recording from my Monday night calls. So you just navigate your way over to live calls in Empire, click past recordings, and you'll see me there, Seds, this handsome man with the yellow icon. Click on that and you can watch the recording. So there is one major catalyst that could save the market. And what I'm looking at right now is the Clarity Act. That needs to be approved this week. And if it does, we could finally get a bit of a bullish rally. But if it doesn't, then we could be seeing a big market sell off. So we take a quick look at the price of Bitcoin. You can see that on the hype that the Crypto Clarity Act was going to get approved, we got a really nice pump up to 66,000 from around the $58,000 mark. And the market is anticipating that this will get passed. Thing is if it doesn't get passed this week, it won't be getting passed until September. And that means that we could finally get a bit of a sell-off all the way down to around that $57,000 to $58,000 range. And if that range fails to hold, we'll be heading straight down to around $54,000 to $48,000. So Senator Thune is more or less reaffirming that the Senate will vote on the Crypto Clarity Act before August 7th. After August 7th is when everyone will go on holidays. And basically, if we don't get approval by then, well, then it will be delayed till September. So it's all eyes this week on what happens there. But overall, with the way the market looks right now and what we just went through, with the bond yields being really high, I think we need a major catalyst that makes everyone want to get back into crypto again. And without this Crypto Clarity Act getting approved, I do feel like this ISM Manufacturing PMI, whether it be above 50 or not, is just going to be another thing that the market completely misses and we just continue to dump. You see, especially when the US economy right now is only being held up by some certain AI stocks, what is happening to the rest of all those companies? That's something that I actually go through on that live call. So if you do want access to that live call, make sure to click that link in the bio. So, guys, we will be monitoring this over the next couple of days. So make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, comment what you think is going to happen, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted when we go live next, which is almost every single day, so that you don't miss another market update. I'll see you guys for now. Have a great week. Stay safe out there and don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Bye for now.